الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. All praise belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for providing us another day in our life. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this day as a source of khair for us. And we ask the Almighty Allah to protect us from all types of evil. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created many different things in this world and has sent in this human being to fulfill the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and stay away from things that Allah azza wa jal has prohibited. One of the ways that this purpose gets difficult for a person to fulfill in this dunya is by the effects of shaitan that comes into the life of a person. Jabir bin Abdullah radiyallahu anhu mentions that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, "Inna ash-shaytana qad aysa an ya'budahu al-musallun fi jazirat al-Arab, walakin at-tahrish baynahum." Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that shaitan has lost hope from those who pray salah that they will worship him. Shaitan knows that the people who are worshiping Allah are not going to worship me. So this is final. Because you've submitted yourself to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and when a person he is regularly in his salah, one of the things that happens to him that Allah protects him from shaitan in a way that he is not, the influence of shaitan becomes weaker in the life of a musalli. However, for those who are praying salah, there is another way that shaitan comes into their lives and makes their a'mal and action destroyed. And that is at-tahrish, as the hadith describes. What is tahrish? Is to create differences in the hearts of the believers about each other. By bringing thoughts into the mind of a person about someone else who is also a believer and making them hate each other or create differences between each other. So this is something that shaitan continuously does. And in fact, he does this effect on those who, because to create differences is a constant effort, right? Those who are not worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the influence of shaitan on them is very less. Why? Because those people are already on cruise control by shaitan. I've already put them on disobedience, put on autopilot, and they're doing disobedience of Allah. I don't have to much work with them. But those who are coming for salah every single day, who are putting their forehead down in front of Allah in sujood every single day, who are speaking about the greatness of Allah every single day, who are doing istighfar every single day. Now for them, the autopilot is not going to work. I have to work on them every single day, every single time when they perform good deeds. So this is what Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, that shaitan, he is lost hope that those who are worshipping Allah, those who are praying, that they're going to listen and obey commands of shaitan or worship shaitan. But he has succeeded in bringing differences in their minds and in their hearts about each other, so that way he is able to fulfill what he is not able to fulfill through other means. So as a believer, what is our responsibility? Our responsibility as a believer, that when we are doing the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, fulfilling his commands, more importantly, a person needs to work on how he is going to maintain it by having clean hearts for each other. Because in that way, you're able to sustain and preserve your good deed and make it a meaningful act in your life. If a person doesn't worry about this, he has ill feeling about everybody. He has differences with everybody. then what happens? That good action that he is performing, that is not bringing a good effect in his life. Rather, shaitan is working very hard with him, making him deceitful of the good action that he is doing, that he is okay on that scenario, but he is becoming successful in making those good action not non-effective and making it waste for this believer. So this is why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam already warned us that those who are praying salah, those who are obeying the commands of Allah, the influence of shaitan will come to them greater versus those who are not praying, versus those who are not obeying his commands, because those are already against, they are already living a life against the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there is not much effort that he needs to do there. But those who are fulfilling the orders of Allah, those who are praying and they are doing the ahkam and fulfilling the ahkam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, shaitan works really hard. And he constantly works with them so that he can take them away from the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because if he cannot make you disobey Allah apparently, then he will make you disobey Allah inside you, from inside you. And that's where it becomes very effective, and that was become very deadly. Why? Because the actions that are not seen, the person is not mindful of. The actions that he can see, he is mindful of that. So we ask Allah to protect us, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us the strength that we are able to defeat the deception of shaitan. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us in our actions. And we ask Allah to unite our hearts. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.